country.
And one person who certainly knows the importance of this day is with us this morning, Congressman Joe Sestak. Thank you for coming in this morning.
Good to be here
on this
today.
Holiday. So we're going to talk to you about your Veterans Summit. You were here last time and we were talking about that. But first, I want to get your thoughts on some of the headlines that we're talking about here on Good Day this morning. First, North Korea. They've confirmed another nuclear test, this one underground. This is just in blatant defiance of the UN Security Council. Should we really be worried about this?
In the longer term, we do. But I believe in the very short term, what we see going on here is an internal struggle of who can be more conservative within North Korea, because the leader is in seclusion now and he's trying to pick one of his three sons to take over. And the military is trying to assert its influence more and more because the leader appears to be, after a stroke, in less power. So I believe we have to be somewhat patient here, let that type of internal dynamics take over. Heavens, we see that in our own politics at times. But I believe that our strong engagement over there, backed by a strong military, but a diplomatic thrust with China and other nations, will prevail in the end.
We just talked with Doug Luzader. This threat could be twofold, though. You look at it, the threat of them having missiles is one thing.
Yes.
The threat that they could sell to the highest bidder. How concerned are you on that angle of the story?
That is a major issue, and that's why the president's counterproliferation speech in Prague a few months ago was so important. I also believe forces like the Navy has to truly make sure that we do more. For example, at times they ship missile parts as well as technology to other nations like Iran in the past. We have to make sure that doesn't occur if we know they are illicitly sending that abroad. So this is really a dilemma. But again, if all elements of our power, the rule of law, our military, diplomacy, economic sanctions are brought to bear, over time we'll persevere for Americans.
You know, it's interesting. I'm listening to you talk, and, you know, I remember a time not too long ago, we'd never start, especially on a local show, with international stories. But times are changing. You know, the world is getting smaller because another big international story in the news is Guantanamo Bay. And people care about it. They're wondering, you know, one, where do you weigh in on it? Should we keep it open? Should we keep it closed? Because people want to be safe.
You know, unfortunately, Guantanamo Bay, which has been a legal black hole where we've hidden men away from the rule of law. A rule of law I defended 31 years in the military, has become a symbol that has not helped our president in places like Pakistan, where the populace is inflamed. Any prison that is creating more terrorists because of its symbology outside its walls than it can handle and hold within its walls should be closed. Can we deal with them here? We have supermax prisons. Our military that faced down the Soviet Union in the Cold War has Fort Leavenworth. We have terrorists here today, and we put them in those jails, throw away the key if the due process of law says that's where they belong. But law, the law that I defended, our ideals, is truly the most powerful instrument of war, so to speak, that we have. We must persevere with that.
Let's talk about Memorial Day with you, what it means to you, and also your schedule. How are you going to get to all of these events that you've got planned?
It's great. There's nothing like a Memorial Day or Veterans Day. We'll go and 5K runoff in Lansdowne, Clifton Heights, Grizzly Park, Springfield, Memorial Day, and my daughter is walking in and then my mom's 85th birthday. She was born on Memorial Day.
Now, don't be late for that one.
But if I could, one quick story.
Sure.
Yeah.
I commanded my very first ship back in the 80s, and it was called the Samuel B. Roberts. It was named after another ship that was fighting alongside my father in World War II, and it was sunk. On board was a young man named Gunner Carr, and the executive officer of the ship was sinking found him. His leg was almost torn off. With a shell in his arm, trying to put it into the gun mount to keep on fighting. He took the shell out of his arms, laid it on the deck, went to get help. When he came back, found the young sailor had crawled over to pick up the shell, to put it in the gun mount that really was destroyed to keep on fighting. He later died, but the captain of the ship said, there was no higher honor than to have served with a man such as that. That ultimate sacrifice, which so many of our men and women have given to this nation, that's the honor they gave us. Thank goodness we recognize that today. So thank you for doing this piece.
Thank you for your 31-plus years.
Thanks.
We appreciate that.
Good story. And good luck today with your schedule. You've got a lot to do.
It's a great day.
It is. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to Mom, too.
Yes.
She's watching.
Well, something else to smile about this morning. The Phillies take 2 of